guys, welcome back. I'm going to be tearing apart this power brick so we can take the parts that we need for Kickman. This is pretty intricate, pretty detailed, a lot of wires. I kind of want to not fast forward through the video, kind of show it how I'm taking it apart. I do have another one of these in the house. If for some reason when I go to put it back together, I get a little confused with the wiring. Hopefully the one in the house is wired, should be wired the same. It's another Tron one, so we should be fine. I already have this isolation transformer already cleaned, and I painted that part of it, or I clear coated it, whatever I did to it. I did clean some other stuff as well. So let's start just tearing apart. I know I need that transformer there. So let's get that off the board first. I want to get this stuff cleaned and painted today so that I can get it into the basement tomorrow. I got this harness. What the hell is this one? Where's that at? I don't know where this one goes, but it's separate. I'll have to look and see. But kind of just wind this up for now, keep it out of the way. I'm going to save all these screws and everything because I'm going to need some, because obviously I'm missing the components on the other one. I did work on Pac-Man last night. I was going to video it. I changed the capacitors on the board. No luck. Still has a hum. I'm pretty positive it's the edge connector that somebody replaced. I think that's causing the issue. And I think the only other option is for me to get a new Pac-Man board. I tried taking the edge connector off to see, but it's so screwed up underneath it that I can't really do anything with it. So I think if I want the audio hum to go away, I'd have to get a new Pac-Man board. But I don't know. I might just leave it as is. It isn't horrible, but I was just trying to fix it. Okay, so this, at least the wires are clean on this one. Two blue wires that go to this oil canister thingy. Should cut the wires. The only other wire we have right here is this ground wire. Okay. I think that's it. Oh, we got two orange wires here. Like go to the bottom of this transformer here. I'm actually going to leave these. I'm going to leave a little bit on here so that I know where they connected to. And they are both the same color wire. There's no stripe or anything like that. So I don't think it matters which direction it goes onto here. But I can use this as a reference when I put it back together. Crap. No, I should have figured that out. Okay, so this is the first part we need to clean and paint. Just need to paint that matte black. I'm pretty sure we need this distribution block here. We obviously need that set up there. And I do have new big capacitors to replace these old ones. These are not the right screws. Somebody changed these screws out at one point. Okay. So we need the bracket for the oil canister. This is garbage. Yeah, it's garbage. All this is just a distribution block. It's just taking all the brown wires and connecting them together. It's taking all the blue and white stripe wires and connecting them together. It's not doing anything other than that. It's basically taking 4 or 5 wires and just combining them into one. This is probably one of the most involved power bricks on the bottom of a cabinet you can get. So many wires and connections and everything else. So we need that. I know we need this. And everything else I'm going to kind of leave attached. I already have that distribution block. But we'll leave everything else on here so that if I need to reference some of this stuff, I still can. I think I'm missing this two-way fuse block here. Ground. This filter here, I should have some new ones in the basement. I'm gonna leave this one on here so I know. Okay, so this goes to the black power wire. I'm just gonna cut it long. So we need this. And then this goofy thing here, we need 2. Which once again, this is just a distribution block. It's taking these 2 blue wires, connecting them, taking the 2 brown wires, connecting them. Which technically you could splice them together like this, but I don't know why they did that. I don't know what their reasoning was. I know like my Pac-Man has one of these in there. Okay, I think I have everything I need off of here for now. I don't think there's anything else that I need. Let's take this off real quick. Oh, that one's riveted on. Usually those are screwed, but I think I can just push the prongs in and pop that plug out from the front side. Kind of fighting myself here, pushing down on the plug while I'm trying to push the prongs out. gonna have to cut this black wire too. This I'll probably just soak in a little simple green and it'll look brand new. Same thing with this distribution block. So those will get soaked. Now we just got to pull this apart. So we got to paint this and the power brick up there. So now we got to take apart this nightmare. And I think what I'm going to do is make this easy on myself. I am going to take this distribution block off here, this distribution block off here, leave all those wires attached to those, just disconnect the caps themselves, and try to leave all the harness together and just soak it all at the same time. You know, let's start with getting the capacitors out of here. So luckily I have two of these to reference. I have one that's in my Tron cabinet, and then I have one of these separate. So I feel pretty confident about that. I did the Tron one years ago, before I was doing YouTube. Obviously I don't remember because it's probably been 5-6 years now. I'm not fast forwarding this part of the video because I want to make sure that I kind of reference this for myself too, if for some reason I need it. That needs cleaned and painted. Now, don't go throwing these away yet. Well, fuck. I really would like to use those, but they're riveted on. Wonder if I can get those off. It'd be cool to use those again. I don't want to cut these wires if I don't have to. I bet you I can get those off of there. And then hopefully the screw will fit into it. I'm not sure. Okay, so now we got those out of the way. Let's pop out these two distribution blocks. Okay, it looks like the two oranges go together on the same one, and then we have the two blacks go together on the other fuse. Okay, now we have some wires that are, actually, I think I can leave those and take it apart up here. Damn. If anybody has the artwork or the stickers available for the top of this and stuff, let me know. I'd like to get some, or if you have an artwork file, I can print them myself. But to be honest with you, I'd rather just buy them from somebody that has them done already. So if there's anybody out there that makes those, let me know. I can make a new piece of cardboard that's just white poster board. All right, so now we need to get these off. I believe it's at 3/8. Can you imagine the engineering that went into making this stuff? God, how do they even know what to do? I feel like I'm taking apart a flux capacitor or something. Okay, now this has some important insulators here. These are plastic insulators that insulate the metal from the metal. I might replace them with rubber ones. I don't know how well those are gonna hold up. We'll see what happens. But I might just put some black rubber washers in there. Now I gotta see if I can get these wires through this grommet. See if I can pop this grommet out without destroying it. I probably have more of these grommets. If not, pretty sure I do for automotive. Yeah, it's pretty dry rotted. Yep, it broke. All right, get a new one in there. Just hoping I can bring these ring terminals through here one at a time, so I don't have to resolder them. There we go. Okay, all this can get soaked. So now we just gotta pop off those two, and then we can get this bracket cleaned and the other pieces cleaned up. I do have some sand in my one sandblaster. Probably should just sandblast this, because it'd probably take me way longer to fucking strip this thing. Yeah, I'm just gonna sandblast it, and then we can paint this black, silver, 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 black. That I don't think I should sandblast. Well, you know what? Probably could. Maybe I will. All right, so we gotta get these two fuse holders out of here, and I don't have, oh, maybe I don't need pliers. So these you gotta be careful with, because you gotta bend in the freaking prong. Sometimes you can sneak the nut off like that, off the other side. Sometimes you have to bend that one, and if you do, 9 times out of 10, that stupid plastic cracks on you. Yeah, that one's tight. I gotta grab a pair of pliers for that. Use my crescent wrench. So our youngest is having a party today in the basement. I think he invited like 7 or 8 kids over. So I gotta still put those parts away last night. I literally spent like 3 hours last night in the basement working on Pac-Man, which got me nowhere. And then I spent 3 hours trying to get the one Need for Speed to work, the computer, and that got nowhere. So it gets kind of frustrating sometimes when you spend all that time working on this stuff and you just can't get it to work. It gets on your nerves a little bit, but you know what? The more I deal with this stuff, the less I let it get to me, and it's just like, whatever. What are you gonna do, you know? I am not a computer guy by any means, so those Need for Speeds really throw me for a loop. I don't even know what to do. I gotta try to get a hold of my buddy today, because they're linked together. I have 2 of them linked, and it's nice because when they come over, they all want to race each other. I still have the California Speeds linked, and the motorcycle games are linked together. But, you know, they really like the Need for Speed Underground, of course, which is the ones that always, those computer systems in those games suck. The one always gives me problems, and I don't know why. The battery goes dead. So I replace the battery. I go in the BIOS settings. I turn everything back to where it's supposed to be, and then now the thing doesn't want to freaking boot up. I don't know. It says that the Windows is shutting down because there's something wrong, and I don't know what the hell's wrong with it. But all right, so I'm gonna go soak this stuff in some Simple Green. Get this in there. I'm gonna soak this boot too, and then we will sandblast these few little parts. I'm basically gonna drag out the sandblaster for just a few parts, but in the end, I think it's gonna save me time. I think it's just gonna be the better way to go. What is going on here? There we go. All right, so this is what we're gonna sandblast this stuff right here. And then we're gonna paint it. Black, black, silver, silver, silver. So I'll get this soaked, and then I'll set up the sandblaster, and we will get that done. I wonder if I should soak this. Probably not. We'll just wipe that off. I was taking these off the other side, these little things. And I believe like Home Depot and Lowe's sells little nylon ones just like this that are for like in the plumbing section. I'm gonna look and see, because those are kind of brittle, and I don't want these, obviously if these arc to that metal, we're gonna have an issue. If anybody's wondering, I go through a lot of Simple Green. I use it for a lot of stuff because it works really good. I go to Home Depot and I get the 2.5 gallon jug. It's a little bit big, but I've had this for probably a year and a half. So it's worth it if you break it down. So what I did originally was I bought a couple spray bottles. Okay, and now what I do is I just use a funnel and I refill my spray bottles. But I like it in the jug because when I soak my wiring harness and stuff, I put it in a little 2 gallon bucket and I pour a little bit of this in there, and then I top it off with water. So if anybody's using a lot of this stuff, your best bet is to get this concentrate 2.5 gallon jug from Home Depot. I think at the time this was bought, you know, this is probably 2 years old. I think it was like 50 or 60 bucks. Now it's probably more money, but I'm not sure. I haven't bought one in a while. I'm gonna have to buy one pretty soon, as you can see. But I use this for all my monitor chassis, cleaning circuit boards, anything. I soak my wiring harnesses, all that stuff. I do have a full bottle in the basement next to the utility sink, and we have one upstairs as well, because we use it for stuff around the house too. So, all right, I'm gonna get the sandblaster set up. All right, everything's sandblasted down. As you can see, it only takes a couple minutes to do. And you know what worked out really good? I pulled the sandblaster far away and I went over these wires. Look at this. They look brand freaking new. They're awesome. We got all the dust and dirt off of them, and it didn't ruin them one bit. So these are all ready for paint, but we need to cover up these wires first. So I'm gonna show you a trick that I use in automotive painting a lot, especially like when I go to paint this engine compartment, the firewall and the inner wheel wells and stuff. I have a lot of wires, a lot of hoses, a lot of stuff that I need to cover up. And it's hard to cover with just tape and plastic. It takes forever. So aluminum foil is the trick, because it'll crinkle around and seal itself off enough to where paint is not going to stick to it. Now, unfortunately, aluminum foil, like everything else in this world, is getting expensive. But you got to kind of weigh in your time, you know, versus material. And if this is the quicker way, it's going to save you an hour of your labor by using some aluminum foil, then obviously that is the better route to go, because time is valuable. Your time is very valuable. You have to account for that. But see how that just molds right around there, nice and clean? Take a piece of tape around this bottom of the wires right here, and we literally have one whole harness taped off in a matter of not even a minute. So we'll do this other one. Then we are going to get these painted. And this is ready to go back together. This can go in the basement. All right, I'm gonna go get this stuff hung in the spray booth. I'm gonna put the silver on one side, the black on the other, so we can just kind of paint them both at the same time and be done with them. So let me go get this set up. And I still haven't bought it yet, but I found Krylon makes a stainless steel paint that I think is going to match better to this look than the silver paint I've been using. But I already did a bunch of the parts with the other silver, so I'm not going to switch it up on this game. But on the next one, probably I'm going to go change it up for Spy Hunter. We're going to try that other one on Spy Hunter. All right, I have my Krylon paint out. I'm using this Fusion all-in-one paint and primer 5X matte black for the black pieces. Then we're going to use this High Heat Max aluminum color from Krylon for the silver. And then we're going to use this satin clear to go over top of the silver. The reason why I use the satin clear over top of the silver is silver tends to get dirty really easily. With the clear over top, you can wipe it off and it's not going to stain the clear with black fingerprints or anything else. So let's put on the black here on these two pieces first. Somebody had sent me a message the other day. He's working on a Kickman as well, and he showed me his spray booth, which was a tree outside with some parts on a branch. And I thought that was funny because before I had a spray booth and all that stuff, I had a tree out front in front of my shop. It ended up dying. I ended up cutting it down. I used to take a ton of parts and hang it off the tree branches outside in the summertime when I was painting stuff for people. So it was kind of funny that that showed up like that, because that's exactly what I used to do. So I thought it was kind of fun. It's kind of cool to see that. So all right, let's get some black on these two here. All right, let those dry for a little bit. We'll take a look at them. I just did some nice light coats. That's the key to spray paint, is don't hammer it on real heavy, because it's just gonna run on you, because spray paint is a real thin paint. So it's almost like spraying water, you know what I mean? So you wanna put on lighter coats and more coats versus heavy coats and less coats, so you're just gonna get runs. Now this isn't part of Kickman, but I wanted to get this out of the shop. This is the piece of stainless that they use for in the Stargate, all the Williams cabinets. They go up, so you can slide the monitor back and you can do a monitor adjustments through this piece of stainless once it's polished up. Look at this side, it's all rusty. I'm gonna see if my buffer, my little handheld buffer, will polish that rust off the one side and clean it up. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to buff this and see what it looks like, and then we'll go look at those parts and wrap up this video. I haven't thrown these away yet because I want to see if possibly I can use these. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get these on there with that other screw. I think I can if I maybe bend these out like this. I think that other screw will slide in there, so I'd like to take these terminals off of here. I'm just thinking about just taking a grinder and grinding that nub off. Unless, you know what that almost looks like? I think it's solder, actually. So I could probably just use my solder gun and take those off. So, all right, let's see if this will buff out. I'm gonna use just some cutting polish and a little black foam pad. Okay, so this is not taking off the rusty stuff. Okay, so this is like a low-grade piece of stainless steel. Because stainless steel, or whatever this is, should not rust like that. So, I don't know how bad it's going to scratch it up, but we're going to go over to the sink and try a SOS pad to see if we can't scrub this stuff off of here. Okay, it's not perfect. Never had one this messed up before, but it's not horrible. But you see all those marks and stuff? I could make this perfect by wet sanding it and polishing it with my metal polishing tools and stuff, but you know what? I've never used one of these, and at least it's clean. I got the rust off of it, so that's the most important thing. It's definitely, you can definitely use it. Just put it that way. I've never used it because usually I adjust my monitors with the monitor out of the cabinet right next to the game, and once I do that, usually when I put it in, it's good to go. So, but that's that. Now we can go look at those parts here, and we'll wrap up this video. Basically now we just have, for Kickman, we got to reassemble the power brick. Reassemble the power brick, make a wiring harness, and the game's ready to go together. I'm excited to get onto the Journey cabinet. I want to do an awesome restoration on that like I did to my personal one in the basement. I'm going to make it perfect. So if anybody's interested in purchasing a Journey, I'm going to have a perfectly restored Journey running all original equipment except for the tape cassette interface board. I had to get the newer one. Could not find an original one. If I can find an original one, I'll put it in the game. If I can't, still have a tape deck in there. It's still going to have the bracket in there. I'm not sure yet, but I think you can still run the tape deck on that newer board, but don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. I haven't gotten it yet. I ordered the board. It's on its way. So is the main PCB. Artwork is ordered through Joe Zabo. He did mine in my basement. I was very happy with it. He did a really good job on it. I don't know what he's using for printing on the back side of the plexiglass, but it's funny because you can see through it on the back side. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, he does a great job on it. So I ordered that a week or so ago when I got the cabinet. I ordered it that night. So all the parts are on order, heading this way soon. I think the artwork was a month out, which is fine. I still have a ton to do. Got to do all the body work. We got to strip the cabinet apart and get it ready to go. So let's go look at those parts. They should be getting close to dry. And then if you guys wouldn't mind, please hit the thumbs up. I know you guys have been doing that more often. That helps try to get the video out more. I don't get a ton of views per video. I make a video almost every day, but I don't get a lot of views per video. And hopefully if you guys hit the thumbs up, maybe it'll get it out to more people and maybe we can up the views per video. That would be awesome. I'd really appreciate that. Plus, if you guys haven't subscribed and this is something you're interested in seeing, please consider subscribing, because I have tons of content. I have literally years of stuff worth to do. As long as you guys are willing to watch, I'm willing to make the videos. Obviously, you know, 6 months from now, if I'm getting 10 views per video, then maybe I'll rethink it. But and also let me know on these videos if this kind of stuff is helping you guys. Hopefully, you know, I don't know everything by any means, and I never claim to know everything, but I'm just showing my ways of doing restorations and how I go about them. Let me know if this is helpful to you guys. I'd be interested to know. You know, I do hear from quite a few people that it is, but, you know, just leave a comment. Let me know. I answer all my comments. I always at least hit the like button if it's something that's really doesn't need a response to. So let's go look at these parts real quick and we're going to end this video. I believe I said this was part 7 of Kickman. So we are getting there, guys. It's getting close. We're past the hard part, put it that way. So these parts turn out real nice. It's going to be a game changer when I get that sandblasting cabinet in the back building, because sand is getting expensive. I'm paying $12 a bag now for this stuff. And I'm just blowing it out into the yard, wasting it. So once I get a sandblasting cabinet, it'll recycle itself, and it'll make a lot nicer. Plus, I won't be getting sand all over me. And it's going to be a 6-foot long sandblasting cabinet. So I should be able to fit everything that I need to fit into that sandblasting cabinet that I usually sandblast to get things done. All right, guys, I'm ending this video. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys later.